Tonight on the Bayou Breakdown, LSU women's basketball looks for a Sweet 16 appearance. Tiger baseball and softball face their first road challenges of the year. And some LSU students who might have an outside shot at Tiger Pro Day. All this and more, the Bayou Breakdown starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bayou Breakdown. I'm Santiago Rodriguez.
And I'm Patricia Caputo. Let's get right into it.
The madness of March is well underway, and before we get started, reporter Jada Ferris is in the field with more on LSU women's basketball round of 32 matchup against the Florida State Seminoles. Jada.
That's right, guys. I'm live outside the PMAC where the second round of the NCAA Tournament has just tipped off. Now, here are a few things LSU women's basketball will have to do tonight to secure the win against Florida State. Kim Mulkey said that this will be a full team effort, and luckily for them, Flau'jae Johnson and Anissa Morrow are both back. Now, in Saturday's game, Johnson put up 22 points and Morrow put up 12 rebounds, and this will be a crucial duo in containing Taniyah Latson, who leads the country in scoring with averaging 25 points a game and leads her team in assists and steals. Now, a win tonight means they'll play North Carolina State in Spokane and potentially the number one seed, UCLA. If they win against these two teams, they'll go to my favorite place, Tampa, Florida. Reporting live, I'm Jada Ferris.
Thanks, Jada. But before we look ahead, we have to look back. Reporter Kennedy Banks has a story on the Tigers' first round victory over San Diego State.
Critical players Anissa Morrow and Flau'jae Johnson were back on the court for LSU women's basketball's first game of the 2025 postseason, and the 48-103 win against San Diego State was convincing and flawless.
With the team at full strength, the Tigers were all gas, no breaks, through the four quarters of Saturday's 100-point game, and star guard Flau'jae Johnson led the squad with 22 points of her own.
Yeah, I told myself when I came back that I want to be the energy for the team. I feel like when you don't get a chance to play basketball, like, you know what I'm saying, it really changed your perspective on, like, coming out and giving everything you got.
The 55-point win wasn't the average LSU game, as every player on the LSU bench was subbed into the SmackDown at one point or another. It was a special night, and the whole team got a piece of the action.
We had a lot of ball reversal. We shared the ball. We also have a talented team in that they don't have to share the ball sometimes. They can just take you off the dribble. And we did some of that in spurts tonight, but I thought that everybody was excited. Everybody was excited for each other. And when everybody gets to play and contribute, they all go home feeling good.
Another night, another record broken, or so it seems for this team, as their 103 points was the most in program history, topping the 2023 National Championship matchup versus a familiar foe in Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Setting the record is something nobody can ever take away from you, and that's something that is very powerful, and being able to come together as a team and accomplish that is big. I know that it was more than they scored in the national championship, so it's a momentum builder for March.
It was a total team effort from the Tigers on Saturday, and the bench will need to be ready for a short turnaround before their next and final game in the PMAC.
The Tigers will be back in the PMAC on March 24th, where they'll hope to dance past Florida State and right into the Sweet 16. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Kennedy Banks.
Tonight will be tougher competition for the Lady Tigers, but if the bench can get active like they did on Saturday, it will be a pretty sweet victory. Santiago, my bracket busted within the first 2 hours of the tournament. How are your brackets holding out?
You know, Trish, I had Florida to win it all, so Saturday was a real struggle, but at the end, they won. And if there's one way to guarantee postseason success, it's consistency, something LSU Gymnastics has strived for all season long. I was in Birmingham, Alabama to see how the Tigers secured their crown. The Tigers now have 6 SEC championship titles. This one came in with some uncertainty during the meet. LSU started strong on uneven bars, beating Oklahoma by .175. 4 Tigers scored above a 9.9. Jay Clark's team had the lowest score during the second rotation, but still led by .75. Sierra Ballard, Kylie Cohen, and Kaylin Chio scored a 9.85, while Connor McLean, Haley Bryant, and Aaliyah Finnegan finished strong with a 9.9 or above. By the third rotation, things shifted. as Florida put an impressive performance on uneven bars, taking first place away from LSU for the first time. The Tigers had great floor routines led by Haley Bryant, Kaylin Chio, and Amari Drayton, who scored a 9.95. The pressure was on for the last rotation. LSU gymnasts were aware that they had to be nearly perfect in vault to win. They came in as the best vault team in the nation, led by Kaylin Chio, also #1 vaulter in college gymnastics. Haley Bryant, Lexi Size, Aaliyah Finnegan, and Kaylin Chio scored above a 9.9 to secure the crown for the Tigers. Despite being the only team without a perfect 10, LSU finished up being the only team above 198, surpassing runner-up Oklahoma by .275.
We didn't have to have that one, Joe called that home run moment. We just need base hits. Base hit after base hit after base hit. We're not looking for home runs, and I honestly think that's a great picture of how tonight went. It wasn't, we didn't have a million home runs, but it was the base hits that got us where we wanted to be.
Haley Bryant finished up as the best all-arounder in the SEC Championship with a 39.725, followed by Aaliyah Finnegan and Kaylin Chio.
It feels amazing. Like you said, I kind of started slow in the beginning of the season and kind of worked my way into all 4 events kind of towards the end of the season. It just felt really good just to gain my confidence really at this competition. I've been working hard on just the little details and building the confidence because the gymnastics is there and I know it's there.
While the competition felt like a national championship, LSU Gymnastics head coach Jay Clark believes this is a crucial step towards the team's ultimate goal.
You've got the best 3 teams in the country on the same floor. I definitely think it prepares our teams for the postseason as we go forward.
Everything seems to be clicking for LSU as they sum up 4 meets in a row scoring above 198, with 2 of them competing away from home.
I think we always had it in us. It just all came together at the perfect time and we're peaking at the right time in the season.
With the Tigers' confidence level at its peak, the purple and gold are now focused on defending the national championship. That journey starts in University Park, Pennsylvania against Michigan State, Kentucky, and Arkansas. Well, our journey here in the Bayou Breakdown is just starting as well. And next at 5, we take a look at how Tiger baseball and softball handle their first SEC road trips of the season.
The Purple Room is back.
We're back this semester with episodes every Friday.
And we're talking the latest on everything LSU sports, news, lifestyle, and more.
And we're bringing you some exclusive interviews with top-tier guests.
The Purple Room Podcast.
Tune in every Friday wherever you get your podcasts.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. The SEC is one of the toughest gauntlets in the country, and LSU baseball found that out the hard way this weekend in Texas. After taking the first game in dominant fashion, LSU would struggle on Saturday and Sunday against a tough Texas team. What's been a strong Tigers bullpen struggled against the Horns, giving up 17 runs in the last 18 innings of the series. The Tigers can't hang their heads for too long, however, as they head back to Baton Rouge to take on their in-state rivals UL Lafayette on Tuesday.
LSU softball had better luck on the road this weekend, taking a 2-1 series win over the number 13 Georgia Bulldogs. The Tigers were aiming for the sweep, winning their first 2 games 5-3 and 10-2. But they couldn't get the job done on Sunday, with pitcher Sidney Person giving up 9 runs on 8 hits with a little over 3 innings. The run rule loss is LSU's first in play conference and snaps their 14-win winning streak. The team will look to get their mojo back tomorrow night in Lafayette as they take on the Cajuns.
Santiago, it's still very early in the conference schedule, and the first 2 weekends have produced some positive results overall.
Yeah, Trish, it'll be interesting to see how they'll adjust to the strength of the SECs and other teams looking to make the College World Series.
Speaking of postseason play, after the break, Tiger TV's Christian Gladney is in the studio to talk about the biggest upsets from the second round of the men's NCAA Tournament.
The Purple Room is back.
We're back this semester with episodes every Friday.
And we're talking the latest on everything LSU sports, news, lifestyle, and more.
And we're bringing you some exclusive interviews with top-tier guests.
The Purple Room Podcast.
Tune in every Friday wherever you get your podcasts.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to the Bayou Breakdown. I'm Christian Gladney. Brackets bust, hearts break, heroes emerge. March Madness is in full swing, and the matchup between Colorado State and Maryland did not disappoint. 12 seconds remaining, 1-point lead for the Terrapins. Who's going to be the hero for Colorado State? Senior guard Jalen Lake from way downtown, he puts it in, and Maryland fans are in absolute disbelief as CSU regains the lead. But the game is not over. Maryland has time for one last shot. Freshman center Derek Queen at the buzzer, yes! Filet mignon, and the Terrapins advance to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2016. Some fans speculate that this might have actually been a travel, but nevertheless, Maryland, you are moving on. The number 4 seed Terrapins have a tough battle upcoming as they look to take on the number 1 seed Florida Gators, who outlasted number 8 seed UConn by a final score of 77-75, closing the door on the Huskies' quest for a three-peat. And staying in the SEC, 2 head coaches that have neither made the Sweet 16 within this last decade look to punch their ticket to the next round. Number 10 seed Arkansas versus number 2 seed St. John's. John Calipari and Rick Pitino are 2 of the top 4 active coaches with tournament wins. And with 5 minutes remaining, and the Razorbacks had a 2-point lead. Great vision here by guard DJ Wagner and a tough finish at the rim. The lead is now 2 possessions. Shot clock winding down, freshman forward Billy Richmond III, nothing but net. The Razorbacks are now entering upset watch territory. After a defensive stop on the other end, sophomore guard DJ Wagner drives and lays it in. Despite boasting a 31-5 record in the regular season, the Razorbacks leave St. John's stunned. Arkansas advances to its 4th Sweet 16 in 5 seasons and looks to continue its Cinderella run as the team prepares to take on the number 3 seed Texas Tech Raiders. On the other hand, a fellow SEC opponent, the Ole Miss Rebels, have not made an appearance in the Sweet 16 since 2001. Going up against the number 3 seed Iowa State Cyclones, the Rebels had no interest in returning to Oxford early. Up double digits in the second half, Jamin Brakefield somehow gets the shot off right here, and it falls. What an acrobatic finish by the senior. Following a careless turnover on the other end of the court, senior guard Sean Padula decides, you know what? I'll just do it myself. This three-pointer increases the Rebels' lead to 14. Things eventually get out of hand as this three-pointer from senior guard Matthew Morrell gives the Rebels a 25-point advantage. As the Cyclone season comes to a disappointing end, the Rebels continue dancing and will face Michigan State in the Sweet 16. Unfortunately, my March Madness bracket was ruined following the tournament's second game, so going into the Sweet 16, I'm certainly rooting for the underdogs. Speaking of underdogs, next at 5, we take a look at some students on campus who might be able to make it big time with LSU football's Pro Day right around the corner.
The Purple Room is back.
We're back this semester with episodes every Friday.
And we're talking the latest on everything LSU sports, news, lifestyle, and more.
And we're bringing you some exclusive interviews with top-tier guests.
The Purple Room Podcast.
Tune in every Friday wherever you get your podcasts.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. In honor of LSU's Pro Day Wednesday, I went out to try to find the NFL's superstar. We're here on the parade grounds comparing former LSU football players and their skills to LSU students and their skills. And we'll find out if we're jumping to conclusions or if LSU students can make a late jump onto an NFL draft board.
I get 5 foot.
I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt and say I'm going to get 5.
Malik Neighbors jumped 10 feet 9 inches in the broad jump during his LSU Pro Day in 2024.
I think I might go all the way. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
During our Pro Day, none of our competitors jumped further than 9 feet, with an average of 8 feet.
I got to give it props to myself, so shout out Malik Neighbors.
Meanwhile, Jaden Daniels' long ball helped draw the eyes of NFL scouts last March before going 2nd overall to the Commanders in April.
Down. Set. Up. Oh! Yes.
Motion. Motion, the ocean set. Ah! I think that's 50 yards.
Precise footwork helped former LSU safety Jamal Adams get drafted 6th overall in the 2017 NFL Draft.
I'm out a year, so maybe about 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10.
Although this footwork isn't perfect, with a little bit more practice, Jamal Adams might just have some competition.
I can play every position on the field you need me to play, and I know I will make the team because of my confidence in how I play.
With the talent we just saw, maybe the perfect place for NFL scouts to find their next star player is right here on the LSU parade grounds.
LSU Pro Day will begin at 8 a.m. Wednesday, where LSU will showcase their skills to scouts one last time before the draft. Before we go, we want to see the best of your spring break. Send us your funniest videos from the break, and you might just get featured on Tiger TV. That's all for now. I'm Patricia Caputo.
And I'm Santiago Rodriguez. Have a great night.